Laid out with military precision, they're quite imposing, except to the salesman, to whom it's just another fine catch to be sold. Dispatching is not the end of activities in Aberdeen's harbour. Trawlers have to be refurnished for the next trip to sea, and they edge slowly to the opposite quay to coal and ice. Some 50 trips a year are made by each trawler, an average of 5 days each. With the time ashore spent in refueling and overhauling gear, there's little to spare for relaxation. But then, fishing is an intensive life. Sometimes the sea has periods of plenty, sometimes of scarcity. Why? That is one of the many problems facing the industry and the scientific staff of the Scottish Fishery Board. That is their research ship, the Explorer, which is specially fitted out for scientific work and makes planned cruises as far as the Faroe Islands, St. Kilda, Norway and Denmark. Everything pertaining to fishing is studied. For instance, the temperature and degree of saltness of the sea at varying times, places and depths is obtained with this apparatus. May not sound thrilling, but these variations affect the migrations and also the food of fishes. To ordinary mortals, there's quite a romantic excitement about a floating bottle picked up at sea, but these fishery scientists are very unromantic. They put numbered cards in bottles and throw them overboard so that when they are picked up, the cards are returned to the Fishery Board with the date and location of the find. Our calculating scientists can then trace the currents in which the bottles have drifted. Here's one that's been returned after a 1,000-mile trip round the north of Scotland to the Dogger Bank. The future of fish broods partially depends upon the myriads of creatures which float in the sea, called plankton, the food of young fish at their most critical stage. Collected in silk nets, the plankton is microscopically examined and helps in the study of shoal migrations. Cheesecloth nets serve a similar purpose to the silk net, but their wider mesh enables them to catch the more swiftly moving, but still minute, animal life. Slowly but surely, the sea is revealing its secrets to the keen eyes of the scientist. A grab captures the inhabitants of the sea bottom, which form the food of adult fish. It discloses life unknown to the man in the street: worms, starfishes, small crabs, a host of living organisms. The Explorer is also fitted with a trawl net to catch adult fish. A continual study of these must be made, for, after all, they represent the final results which the scientists are trying to determine. Flatfish, such as plaice, are liberated again, but not before they have been marked. Discs are attached with silver wire where no injury to the fish can be caused. When fishermen catch these marked fish, they return them to the marine laboratory where they are weighed and measured. Small ear bones indicate the age of the fish. Every detail is checked against similar details taken at the first capture. Thus can the rate of growth and migration be determined. This particular place had an amazing run for its money. If herring had soles, these research workers would discover them. But they have scales, and that gives their age away. The different races of Scottish herring are distinguished by the number of vertebrae. But whatever the race, a herring's still a herring to you. The haddock is the most important white fish of Scottish markets and is studied intensively. Like the herring, its age can be told by the scales. During summer, fish grow fast, and a wide, clear growth band is formed round the scales. In winter, growth is almost at a standstill, and only a narrow, dark ring is formed. The number of these dark rings indicates the age. Careful and studious research has now advanced so far that it is possible to forecast 2 years ahead probable abundance and whether catches will be light or heavy. So both fisherfolk and market folk may be able to work with advanced knowledge. Science is looking into the future to safeguard and to foster the fisheries of Scotland. The fisherfolk look to the future. Theirs is a grand calling. Their work a great industry which helps supply Britain.